Well, Arsenal ready to buy Benjamin Sesko. In other words, Arsenal is ready to trigger the buyout clause of Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig of 65 million euros, and it's expected obviously coming through very soon. With all the talks that we're gonna hit to see to it that they've been in London, looks like Arsenal are really doing a lot of groundwork, all underground work to either obviously sign Benjamin Sesko and make his deal from RB Leipzig to Arsenal permanent. Welcome to the Football News Show. This is Rokani Media Football, and we're here to obviously talk about stories and other two here we goes that Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to sound. There is one of Ross Barkley that we've always gone ahead to obviously talk about him here for a very long time, and then there is Kamada from Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany. He has gone ahead to join a Premier League club that you are yet to know onto this beautiful channel of ours. Let's see close to 300 likes smash in this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 22,000 subscribers before the end of this week, by the way. And I know we can easily hit 21,400 subscribers in a nick of time. So guys, keep it a point that you are always in here on this channel and don't really move a step. So we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. And let's obviously get into the story that was reported from a side coming in through from the Swedish outlet known as M. Bibelin print edition. You know, Sweden, Slovenia, those kind of countries really have a lot to obviously have in common. And they've told us that Arsenal are ready and willing to pay 65 million euros, that is 56 million pounds, release clause for Benjamin Sesko. And that's why there is a story I saw being put out by certain people in the media that Arsenal's first bid for this guy, Benjamin Sesko, has been rejected. I was like, where do they get such information? You get? Where do they get such information? Because there is no way you can bid for a side whose player has a buyout clause. If you have a buyout clause, all you have to do is trigger it and move on. And that's exactly what Arsenal has to do. And Arsenal is ready to obviously get this deal out of the way. And it looks like he is the chosen centre forward that Arsenal really going to go in for. That is it. Because we aren't hearing any movement amongst other strikers, you know. Maybe Arsenal have tried to obviously or have just have decided to obviously flaunt this, yet they're going to do a different deal. But when has Arsenal ever done that? Arsenal has never gone ahead to do that. Arsenal has always come up and really put in a shift for the player they want to get. Unless otherwise, they miss out on that player, but they've always gone ahead to go in for those players. And I tell you, Mikel Arteta, ever since he came into the club of Arsenal, he has never missed out on a target he has always wanted. Because Gabriel Magalhaes, you can talk about Lokonga, you can talk about Nuno Tavares, you can talk about Benjamin White, Gabriel Jesus, Tomiyasu, Aaron Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Trossard, and I think the only player they missed out on was Mikhailo Modric. That is it. And they missed out on him because it was a January transfer window. And Arsenal felt like it was not worth it. But they lost the player not because they had not gone ahead to reach the valuation of Shakhtar Donetsk, the 86 million pounds. They lost the player because of the incentives that Chelsea went ahead to add onto the purchase of that player. Like offering a game, you know, between Ukraine, I think Ukraine's best select 11, you know, that was chosen by Zinchenko, and that team was chosen by Shevchenko. They played at the Stamford Bridge, and the money that the money came out of that game was used in the war of Ukraine. Then they also have a game that Shakhtar has to play against Chelsea, I think, this pre-season, and that money will go to Shakhtar Donetsk. So almost Shakhtar went ahead to add, Chelsea went ahead to add on 20 more million pounds in incentives that Arsenal couldn't add, and that's why they lost the player. But they had gone ahead to meet the price. And for Benjamin Sesko, Manchester United, Chelsea will have to work a lot to prevent Arsenal from obviously getting this player. But the beauty is Arsenal are willing to trigger the buyout clause. And it shows you that they've gone ahead to move from Gyökeres, because even Gyökeres has a buyout clause of £86 million. Then for Alexander Isak, it's impossible because Newcastle is calling in for £170 million, guaranteed fees, and £30 million of add-ons, taking the deal to £200 million, meaning that you can't get Alexander Isak this summer. So Arsenal are like, let's go in for Benjamin Sesko, £55 million. That is a bargain for a player of Benjamin Sesko. One of the points I haven't gone ahead to be hinting on recently has been what we call the resale value. Benjamin Sesko has a very huge resale value. Why? If he plays for Arsenal for the next 5 years, he will be 26 years of age. If a club comes in through for Benjamin Sesko with the potential and ceiling he's approximated to hit as his trajectory, as his curve really trajects, I tell you, this guy can be sold for £200 million. If at all now players are going for £200 million, just know in the next 5 years, £100 million is going to be the money to get in an average player. And to get in an elite player, it's going to be £200 million, because where we are going, the game of football is going to get in a lot of money. We are going to reach an extent when teams are really averaging £1 billion of income per year. For example, look at the club like Manchester United. For the last 10 years, they haven't gone ahead to win a major trophy, but they went ahead to break the record of being the team that has ever gone ahead to earn more money in a single Premier League season. The income, they at one time collected close to £600 million. So yet they are performing at that level. Imagine if at all Manchester United gets those levels of winning the Champions League, Premier League for some 3 years, win a Premier League this year, next year win a Champions League, like that. Do you know how much they can get in? Look at Arsenal. Arsenal's income is going to be between 300 and 400, or £450 million. Now imagine if at all Arsenal had gone ahead to win the league or to win the Champions League. Do you know how much they're going to get in through? So I tell you, winning grows your fan base, and they really put you to where you are, and I think it's going to really make huge sense. So Benjamin Sesko has a very huge resale value, I tell you. And if Arsenal are getting him for £56 million, come 3, 4, 5 years later, Sesko will be a £200 million player. And will Arsenal have gone ahead to get the financial muscle to keep the players? I know they will have, because where we are going to see the players sign deals of earning £1 million per week. That is it, because of what they bring to you in merchandise and what they bring to you in the sponsorship deals that you're going to be signing. You can't tell me that the shirt sponsorship deal of Arsenal is going to be the same from Adidas 5 years from now. It's really going to change. You remember the days when they used to give them £10 million, 20, 30, and now Arsenal is at 70, 80. You get? So the resale value is really huge for this guy, and I think that's why Arsenal are working tooth and nail to land this deal and really get it done and dusted for Benjamin Sesko. Then Play to Goal has said Arsenal are pushing to sign Benjamin Sesko. Chelsea and Manchester United are also tracking the RB Leipzig striker, who has a release clause of €65 million. So we all know that these teams are really pushing, but I tell you, looks like Arsenal is ahead of them. I support Manchester United, but I want to let you know, looks like Manchester United have gone ahead to pull out of the deal of Benjamin Sesko, and they've gone ahead to resort to Matthias Cunha. You know, that lad playing for, he plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers, you know. So looks like Arsenal have gone ahead to edge everyone in signing this guy known as Benjamin Sesko. And I tell you what, he's really going to be one of those huge players that will obviously do the needful in there for you. So I will obviously come up and really throw you into more information, but Arsenal are really ready to buy Benjamin Sesko. They are ready to trigger the clause. Unit, they are ready to trigger the clause. Now, after Benjamin Sesko, let's obviously go into some here we goes. The first here we go that came in through was from Fabrizio Romano. It is Ross Barkley. We've been told exclusive Aston Villa have reached a verbal agreement with Luton Town to sign Ross Barkley. Understand fee will be around £5 million. Final part needed. Then understand final fee will be around £5 million. Final part needed. Medical tests and players' formal signature. Agreement on player side expected at the beginning of July. Here we go. So Aston Villa has gone ahead to obviously try to do their signings early, and that is what Monchi does. Monchi was at Sevilla, and this team went ahead to obviously get him through, and he's really doing serious wonders to these guys. You get? So this guy comes in at the age of 30. I know he still has a lot to do, and it looks like the redeeming of his career has really gone ahead to create lots of positives for this guy known as Ross Barkley, and I know he's really gonna add a lot to the side of Aston Villa in as far as their midfield options are really concerned, and that work ethic nance. He's a guy that was created in his own caliber. He has some skill. His energy is really great. He can score, and he can really create moments of magic into that side. So we wait and see how that turns out. But the guy has gone ahead, obviously put in a very good moment in there for the side of what is the side called? For the side of Aston Villa. And Aston Villa is going to love the player they've gone ahead to take him through. I've gone ahead to talk a lot about him, and I think I just had to give you the hint about this guy getting done and dusted, and his deal being a here we go for now. Now, we are having Daichi Kamada to Crystal Palace. Here we go. Verbal agreement confirmed as revealed on Friday. Medical tests booked this week. Palace are just waiting for Kamada to sign the contract as a free agent. Oliver Glasner wanted Daichi again after Frankfurt chapter together. So this guy was at Frankfurt with a Kamada, and guess what? At Frankfurt he was there from 2017 to 2023, and 2023 he went ahead obviously join Lazio, and at Lazio he has gone ahead to play 29 games, 2 goals and 2 assists, and he's a forward, 27 years of age, 1.8 meters tall. He's expected to come in through and really play at Crystal Palace. I tell you, one of the problems that Crystal Palace have gone ahead to be facing is that lethal striker. Mateta, I cannot really take him as really clinical. Then they also have another player called, the player is called Eduardo. All those are not really good. And Jordan Ayew, who we knew as a striker, has gone ahead to develop as a wide forward, and they needed a strike. And I think in his preview, all assessment for the side of Crystal Palace, he found out that all he needed were these kind of players. So he's coming to the Premier League, Kamada, and we just can't wait to see how he puts up his show. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Arsenal ready to buy Benjamin Sesko by triggering his buyout clause of 65 million euros. I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Ross Barkley to Aston Villa? Here we go. And Kamada joins Crystal Palace. Medical set. See you later in the next video. I've gone ahead to start late, but I tell you, you are gonna enjoy 5 videos from Rokani David today. I'm out.